Happy Thursday, another Nutrition Kitchen. Today we are making one of my favorite dishes. It is melanzane alle parmigiana, okay? That's the Italian fancy way of just saying something you guys might know as eggplant parmigiana. I know some of us are tempted to call it parmesan. No, parmigiana. Let me hear you say it. Parmigiana. Sound like a real Italian because we're going to make it in a way today that is clean, healthy, and the most important part, satisfying and delicious. So we have a chat box. Please use it. It's a little far for me today, so I'm going to be watching on the app. So if you have anything you'd like to say, promise I'm not texting, I swear, but I am going to be looking at the chat box from here so I don't have to lean forward. One apology, this is not really chef's daughter kitchen attire. I taught GeoLux, and truth be told, to prep this all for you, didn't have much time to get ready. This is workout hair. But I think you'll forgive me. We keep it real in this kitchen. Heather says now we're live. Jill, hi Geo and all. As a vegetarian, excited for the eggplant. Fantastic. Because this recipe requires baking, I'm going to teach it to you a little bit in reverse today. Believe it or not, we're going to assemble it and let it bake. And then I'm going to go over some of the steps. If you want my recipe in its entirety, you can get the cookbook, The Chef of Greenwich Village. It's been inspired from my father's melanzane parmigiana. I don't know if you guys can see that picture. And here's what I love about my father's melanzane parmigiana. His does not have breadcrumbs like Italian Americans, so we've just made it lighter. I don't think we're missing out by doing that. And I've taken it differently because we are on the Brooke Burke Body app, and I want you guys to eat the way that I choose to eat because I don't sacrifice flavor, but I'm always mindful of health. So for me, I did not fry my eggplant. I baked it. I didn't flour my eggplant. I just coated it in some olive oil. I baked it in an oven. I'm going to show you how I did it. I did it for 400 degrees, 20 minutes. After 10 minutes, I turned it over. Before I did it, I put some salt on it. My father skips this step. He's an immigrant. He's like, I'm not wasting the salt. I like the step. You salt it because after 20 minutes, you watch all the moisture from that eggplant come up. I apologize. You guys know I have a broken oven. Guess what? The company agreed to replace it after bringing repairmen here 3 or 4 times. It's a Wolf oven, by the way. They're replacing it. So hopefully we won't have to deal with this much longer. I haven't purposely baked on this show, so you didn't have to hear that noise. So welcome to my world. Okay, what is required of this recipe and the assembly? Tomato sauce. I made it. Wow, that was hot. Look at the color. I'm gonna go through the steps. Also, this recipe is in my cookbook, but I had to make it beforehand because I wanted it to simmer, come to a boil, and get that delicious, rich flavor. And I'll go over how I did it. The tomato sauce, we're gonna talk about the benefits, okay? The eggplant, thin slices, about 1/8 inch thick. Mozzarella cheese, sliced. Try to get it from a trusted Italian store. You don't want paleo, you want the good stuff, like a nice homemade mozzarella. It makes all the difference. And you guys see that I grate cheese. I never do pre-bought cheese. You can Google it, pre-bought, and it will say Parmesan. Sometimes it'll say Parmigiano-Reggiano. No good. You always freshly grate it. Look at that. You'll feel the difference, by the way. Just put your fingers in freshly grated cheese. That's our ingredient list. And of course, fresh basil. I've chosen to take small tureens. You can use an entire baking pan. We're only 2 people in this house. And I love being presented with my eggplant parmigiana in a tureen. This is for me. However, if you'd like, you can use a large baking pan and do the steps that we're going to do today. I also have some smaller ones because you never know when I need a little snack. Some people snack on chips. I snack on eggplant parmigiana. Let's start. Let me see if there's any questions. Okay. Hi, everyone. Okay, great. Shannon's here. We've got quite a bit of you here today. So the first step, and I'm going to come close. I'm going to try to not make a mess, is we're going to want to layer our tureen with some tomato sauce, okay? About a spoonful. I'm going to say about 2 spoonfuls because you want it to cover, just like that. See that? I'm layering. Then I'm going to take stacks of 3. I kind of pre-stacked it so it didn't take such time. But do you see how my eggplant, these are 3 slices together. And I'm just going to start placing my 3 slices right around my circle, okay? You're gonna do this. I wanna make sure I'm following Dad's recipe. Did Dad say to do that? I do 3. He says, yes, yes, he does the same thing. I like 3, and I'll tell you why. If you just do 1, it becomes quite thin. So I'm doing it like my dad does, okay? Then you're gonna take just a little spoon of sauce again, just a little bit, okay? Look at that. Now take the back of your spoon, a little bit more because you want it covered, okay? Take the back of your spoon and just place it on top, okay? So did you see that? 3 layers piled on top of the eggplant all around the terrine. It's gonna be sort of meditative. I'm gonna take my mozzarella and watch. It doesn't matter how it looks. You wanna break pieces and you wanna make sure you put it all around. Be generous. Mozzarella cheese, not mozzarella. Mozzarella cheese is one of the healthiest cheeses for us to eat. It's from southern Italy. It's light. I snack on this all the time. And because my father is from northern Italy, I always add Parmigiano-Reggiano, that's from the north of Italy, on top. I'm going to sprinkle it like that. Now, we're going to do another layer because I want this to come out like a lasagna. But before I do that, let's add a few basils. We're going to rip some basil leaves. Are you watching? Should I go closer? Are you guys seeing this? Okay, so I added a few basil leaves on top. Let's do another layer, shall we? Boom. And boom. It's going to be so beautiful. You could even press it down because you could see this is getting a little thick. I have my slices all ready to go. 3. It's going to be like a lasagna, but it's not. It's eggplant baked, not fried. We're going to talk about some of the benefits. Look at that. Wow-y. Look at that. Look. Okay. I'm going to do this. A little tomato sauce on top. Not too much, but just enough. Spread it around. I'm making a little bit of a mess. Hang on. My husband told me I used too many paper towels, and he put it all the way on the other side. What are we? It's funny. He's like the paper towel police. And now I'm going to take some mozzarella. I'm just going to break it. I can go a little faster if I'm going too slow. It's because I'm looking at the camera. Okay, so we've got 1. This would be good for 2 people if you're sharing an entree, or if this is your entree, then this is good for just you. Now watch. I'm going to put some basil right there in it. Now, at the end, we're going to do something else to this, and I will show you. I want to show you what I'm doing. I'm placing this in a pan. I'm not putting it directly in the stove, and this pan has a little water in it. Why? This little water is going to heat up, and it's going to allow my little pans to cook more evenly. We're creating like a bain-marie effect in culinary school. You could just stick it in the oven, but you won't guarantee even cooking. So this little step, plus it's also easy removal. Everything we do is for a purpose. It's like a workout, right? We move with intention in the kitchen as well. So I'm just going to go through this quickly now. You saw the rules. I have more eggplant here. It's already pre-stocked. It's ready to go. Okay. Now again, if I would have fried this, this would have looked slightly different, but I didn't. I didn't fry it. I baked it, and I like that I did it that way because we're trying something different in this kitchen. It's going to be beautiful. You know what? This is enough. Spread it out. Okay. A little more sauce. I'm going to be ready for questions. I just want to get this in the oven. So be patient with me. Be patient with me, my friends. Don't leave me yet. Don't leave me. This is such an easy meal. And I imagine some of you have very big families you need to feed. You make trays of this. You could even make a tray of this, freeze it. Put your Parmigiano-Reggiano right on top. Remember, you're never buying the store-bought, pre-grated. I know you're going to say it saves me time, but what you save in time, you sacrifice in flavor and in health. And it doesn't take too much time to do that. So please promise me, guys, no pre-bought Parmigiano-Reggiano, you're going to hear me in the store when you buy it screaming, no, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. Okay, we have 2 more slices there. I'll show you what we're going to do with it. Okay, more sauce. Beautiful, beautiful. Look at that. As my father would say, it's easy, molto facile. So mozzarella. Have some fun with this. Kids like to do this. Get them involved. Get the children in the kitchen when they're young. I started cooking at 5. So for me, I don't know why people don't like to cook. I'm like, really? It's the best part of the day is when we're in the kitchen creating. Okay, I'm going to get a little tin foil. We're going to cover these beautiful pans with tin foil. Okay, I'll tell you why. We don't want to brown it yet and burn the top. So get a little tin foil to cover it. Remember, this pan has some water. We're going to go over a few things, and then there's something we're going to do to this at the end. You'll see. I can't tell you everything, otherwise you won't wait. You got to wait. You got to be patient. Don't leave me yet. I promise. I go fast. I go fast. Rapido, rapido. Okay. We covered this with tin foil. We're going to put it in an oven for 15 minutes. My oven is set to 350 degrees. Did you guys see how easy that is? You have the sauce ready. You do your eggplant. You can do it even the morning of. This is heavy with water in it. I'm putting it in my oven. The oven stopped making a noise. We're good to go. And I'm going to set my clock for 15 minutes. I'm going to show you how we do the eggplant now, and we're going to talk. I'm going to remove my sauce so we have some room. I have so much sauce left over. I made a lot of sauce. I didn't probably need to make all that sauce, but I did. So I'm going to set my clock for 15 minutes unless one of you wants to time it. Can I trust you guys? I don't know if I can trust you guys. Timer. Sorry about that sound. Here, we'll do it for 14 minutes. Okay, the timer is going to go off. I'm going to look at the chat box now, and then we're going to go over some things. Nobody's talking on the chat box unless I'm missing something. Let's see. I'm going to come close. Oh yeah, you guys are talking. It's just not showing up on my computer. Gotta love that. All right, my husband is watching. His dad, okay, if his dad's from Campania, I'm in trouble. Campania is Napoli, everybody. That's where this dish was invented. So don't let his dad watch. I don't want to get yelled. The Italians are so, I had an Italian yell at me yesterday. He's from Parma. That's the north of Italy. And he said, you better explain to them that Parmigiano does not come from Parma. It's from the south of Italy, and they made up the name. It has nothing to do with Parmigiano cheese. The Italians get crazy. Colleen says, I love how super easy this is. We're going to go over some steps now. I love my grater, never pre-shredded either. That's amazing. Kelly says, hi, y'all. I have a piece of paper here. Came in a little late. Well, you're here now, Kelly, and you're so welcome. The oven that's making that beeping noise is set at 350, Shannon. You want to make sure you preheat it. So when you stick that eggplant in, it has time. All right, let's talk. Tomato sauce. Why is it so healthy? Cooked tomatoes have something that releases more called lycopene. I'm not a scientist. My husband sent me a whole thing about lycopene so that I don't screw this one up. He's very into this. He wants you guys to know this. Heating tomatoes breaks down cell walls and converts lycopene, write this word down, into forms the body absorbs more easily. This is why tomato sauce or baked tomatoes, cooked tomatoes, is healthier for us than the raw. It increases both the lycopene content and the total antioxidant activity. So studies show that cooking can raise absorbable lycopene by up to several fold compared with the raw tomatoes. And it can go up by 30 to 60% depending on time and temperature. So there's many there's many vascular benefits, but guess what? Skin. And a lot of people always notice that Italians, I don't know if you believe this as well. My dad has phenomenal skin and he's 77, have good skin. And I think it might be because of that and the olive oil. So it's not just what we put on top of our skin, but in our body. I'm a true believer of that. So the lycopene. Now, you're never going to forget this term again. Lyco, Lycopene, from cooked tomatoes helps quench free radicals, reduces, by the way, we need to reduce oxidative stress that also occurs from overtraining. And this one's a big one. and may lower the LDL, that's our bad cholesterol, and blood pressure. So if you have high blood pressure, anyone here have high blood pressure? Low blood pressure can occur, lower blood pressure, from cooked tomatoes. It also reduces stroke, number 2 killer in America, and reduces heart disease, the number 1 killer. So because lycopene is fat soluble, cooking tomatoes with a small amount of olive oil or other healthy fats like butter, ghee, beef tallow, right, markedly improves absorption and further enhances these effects. So the cooking of the tomato sauce. My tomato sauce was simple. It's in my cookbook. I started with the sofrito. Onion diced, carrot, celery. I sauteed it. You could do olive oil. You could add a little butter. Then you add your tomatoes, some bay leaves, some basil, salt a little bit in the beginning, a little bit in the middle, a little bit at the end. Once it comes to a boil, reduce it, cook it 10 to 15 minutes. And I like to blend mine. I don't like it chunky. My nephews always have, I don't know about you, but kids don't like chunky tomatoes. It's in my head. I like a smooth sauce. I use this. You've seen this before. And then I just let it simmer. I let it simmer, but it's that easy. We're not making like a Sunday tomato sauce with meat. This is salsa di pomodoro. It's quite easy. Let's talk about the eggplant, which I'm going to demo for you, by the way. I have a little bit left, and I want to show you how we're going to treat this. Eggplant, super healthy vegetable, fiber, antioxidant, low in calories, okay? Cheese. I don't know if you got my post on Instagram the other day, but Parmigiano-Reggiano cheese, the Italians claim it's got more protein than a protein shake. I'm still waiting for them to prove that, but it does have protein, okay? The mozzarella, calcium. And we're not removing pleasure, my friends. We're removing heaviness. Get that. We're not removing pleasure. The basil, it's a sensory experience. So let me show you how I prep this. Quite easy. I always line my pans. I do that. It makes cleanup easy. I'm all about the ease. Agree on smooth sauce. I love that there's no garlic. Not in this one, there's not. Why do you love that, though? I'm curious. Yes, Jill Marie, my husband told me to use the air fryer. God forgive me. I have never used an air fryer yet. My husband does. I don't know why I'm afraid of the air fryer. I was like the same thing with microwaves. I'm weird when it comes to things like that. Where's my knife? That's so odd. Huh, oh, here it is. But I'm going to start getting into the air fryer because that would be a great way to get that fried eggplant. So I roasted mine, but by all means, try the air fryer. Let me know what you think. I like a serrated knife or a really sharp knife to cut my eggplant. And you want 1/8 rounds. So we're literally just going to slice it, okay? 1/8 rounds. You don't want them too thick. And try to get them to the same size. Now, we don't have time to do what you should do. After you slice this, you would sprinkle salt generously onto the eggplant. The idea that the salt goes on the eggplant and sits for 20 to 30 minutes. Don't rush that step. Otherwise, you've defeated the purpose to doing the salt, okay? And I'm not doing rounds here because I wanna get it thin. So I'm doing half rounds, and then when I place it together, I would just put 2 rounds to make a circle. See that? So you would do a lot of salt and let your eggplant sit with the salt on it. After 20 to 30 minutes, you'll walk over to your eggplant and you'll notice that a lot of moisture has been released. And what you'll do with that is you'll take a paper towel and you'll pat dry your eggplant. Just pat it. Get all that excess water out. Then you're going to spread it out on a baking sheet so it doesn't touch. I'm going to show you. We're going to brush some olive oil on it. Okay. I didn't do olive oil on the first batch. My husband cannot have olive oil. It's so hard. So I did ghee, but I can have olive oil. So this will be for me, not for him. He could have the other 2. Okay. So we're going to skip the salt step because I don't have time to show you how this would sit for 20 minutes. Heather's garlic intolerant. Both of us can only tolerate a little bit. You probably need it cooked then, Heather. I would never do raw garlic for you. Do cooked garlic, okay? I'm just going to spread this out on the baking sheet, just like this. That's all I would do. Now, of course, I would fry my eggplant again. If I had my nephews coming over, I'd put flour, I'd fry it. But for the everyday kind of use, I don't eat like this because it's an event. I eat like this because it's dinner time. And I believe that we deserve good food every day, not just holidays. So we have plenty of room to spread this out, okay? I'm gonna put a little olive oil in here. So if my nephews were coming, I'd fry this. Why not? They're young. They want the real deal. They want to be used to what their nonno has. If that dad is watching me from Campania, he would agree. But baking, air frying for us ladies who are interested in fitness and want to eat healthy every day, this is what I would do. I would take some olive oil and I would coat on both sides. Okay, we're going to put this in the oven. We're going to let it bake. See how easy that is, guys? We're going to turn it over after 10 minutes so that each side is equally roasted and browned and gets a little crispy. It won't get as crispy from frying, but we're going to get it close enough. I'm going to sprinkle a little salt on it anyway. And our eggplant's going to be almost done. We only have 4 more minutes to go. See how quick this recipe is? Now, truth be told, I move very fast in a kitchen. Faster than you need to move. My father told me, not my father, my husband tells me I do that with workouts too. I grew up in a New York City kitchen. My dad's restaurant feeds about 200 to 300 people a night. And when I wrote my cookbook, his cookbook, our cookbook, he wanted me to keep up with him. I was like a nervous wreck trying to follow my dad. But the truth is, you can't be slow in New York. Because if you are, people will go to another restaurant. So if you grew up in New York City, it is hard to eat anywhere else in the country. New York kitchens are like fast. I'm in Florida and I'm like, they haven't even taken our water order yet. And people are like, you're in Florida, you're not in New York. So I move fast because if I didn't, I wouldn't be allowed to be in that kitchen. So you can go a little slower and you don't need to have this manic energy I possess. All right, we're gonna take a little salt. And make sure you sprinkle it generously on top. I would have done this before to release the moisture. I'm doing it now. And that's it. We're going to pop this in the oven. I'm going to take some questions. I'll pop this in the oven after, but I just wanted to show you how easy that step was. Make sure when you're doing something like this that your kitchen is clean. The reason why I was able to do that fast was mise en place. Everything has its place. It's like your yoga mat. Your weights are set, your band is set, your blocks are set. Everything you need is set. Imagine it wasn't. You'd have to be running to get your weights for an exercise. Same thing with cooking. When everything is set, it goes smooth. It's a flow. Here's my salt, here's my pepper. So take the time to take an ingredient list and set up your space so you have everything. And then when it's time to add, all you have to do is add, versus following a recipe and doing one thing at a time and then running to the fridge, finding a tool that will actually take you more time and it will stress you out. So it's all about the flow. I was going to call this kitchen flow. We went with nutrition kitchen, but nutrition kitchen flow, let's call it. Any other questions? Digital kitchen, mise en place. That's exactly how you spell it, Heather. Mise en place. It's a French term. Even cooked, it stinks. I don't know what that's about. Oh, even cooked, it stinks, the garlic. Any other questions? What do you think of frying the eggplant slices with, I absolutely think, Colleen, frying the eggplant with some olive oil is absolutely fine. I do. I wouldn't use extra virgin olive oil because if you're using extra virgin olive oil, you're defeating the point. You're destroying the oil once it hits a certain smoke point. So I wouldn't waste extra virgin. Just do olive oil. Extra virgin you save for the end when you want to drizzle. Does that make sense? I also wanted to show you guys some of my favorite pasta brands because once you eat this eggplant parmigiana, you might want some protein. And you'll have all this other sauce if you made enough sauce. Protein suggestions. Turkey meatballs, chicken meatballs. Another suggestion, why not make some chicken cacciatore? Chicken cacciatore is with tomato sauce. It's in my cookbook. It's like a chicken stew. It's phenomenal. Or use it to poach some fish in tomato sauce. However, if you want to be a little spicy and sexy, I'm never going to tell you no to pasta. You guys always ask for my favorite brand. Love this brand. It's called Rummo, R-U-M-M-O. It's crafted slowly for elegance. This is why I'm not afraid of this kind of pasta. It's made in Italy, not made in America, and its cook time is 14 minutes. You want your pasta to have a little bit of a longer cook time when it's not fresh, okay? This is a very good brand. And yeah, it's got some carbohydrates in it, but I think we need carbs. And if we're gonna have the carbs, pasta, I'm not afraid of it. All right, let me show you some more. This one, pasta abruzzese. The brand is called Rustichella d'Abruzzo. And this is one of the best pasta brands. I don't know if you can get this in your local store. If not, look at it. Rustichella d'Abruzzo. It's one of the best, okay? Made in Italy. This is linguine. It is dried at a very low temperature. This is the difference between Italian pasta that is good for us. I'm going to continue the pasta conversation in 1 second. Our eggplant needs to come out. That was 15 minutes, okay? But I want you guys to write these brands down. BJ Sol Rummo, buy the Rummo. It's really good. It makes all the difference. That's why I'm not afraid of pasta when I eat these brands, you know? It makes all the difference. When we go to restaurants, you don't know what they're using. Let's take a look at this. Okay. Remember that water trick in the pan when you're baking something? The water in the pan allows it to bake more evenly. What we're going to do is we're going to turn our oven on broil. This is where the magic happens. Okay, we're not quite done yet. I'm going to remove the tin foil. Well, that's not cool. Some of the mozzarella got stuck to the tin foil, but that's okay because I'm going to fix that. I should have loosely covered it. We're not going to get scared by that, okay? We're going to taste it. So good. That one was much better. Okay, you see my eggplant? You can keep it like this, but why? I'm going to do a little something extra. I'm going to add a little more cheese. Because I want to broil it just a little bit, okay? This is the best part. This is what takes cooking to an elevated way. A lot of people would serve it like this. Nothing wrong with serving it like this. But if you want to go the extra level, we're going to do it right now. You add some cheese on top. Again, this is mozzarella. Do your research. Very healthy cheese. We're going to add some more Parmigiano. I'm telling you, the Italians tell me this has got as much protein as a protein shake. My husband's like, I don't know about that. I tend to just not question the Italians. When they say things I want to hear, I'm like, hell yeah, I'll agree to that. We're going to put this now in the oven, not too long. Broiler. I'm going to add a little sauce maybe when it comes out. So I'm going to keep my sauce hot. Let me put my sauce on. And then we're going to taste it. We're going to add some basil to make it look pretty. Are we ready? I'm not going to time it. We're going to trust my intuition. All right. So I showed you Rummo. I showed you this one, pasta abruzzese. So good. They have all kinds of pasta. Remember, linguine would not be used for a bolognese sauce. You would use this for clam sauce, something lighter like an aglio olio. Heather won't be eating that because she doesn't eat garlic. But for the rest of us, no, Heather, it was 15 minutes. I said it for 14, but it was in there 15. Okay. What else do I like? I work with this brand. I collaborate with them. They found me on Instagram because I post them so much. Partana, it's a place in Sicily. Partana is an actual city. And they have some of the best olives, and this is where this olive oil is from. Their pasta is also incredible. They use organic durum wheat, semolina. It's harvested and milled in Italy. It's known for its high nutritional value and protein content. It is bronze dyed, a method that imparts a rough, porous texture ideal for capturing sauces. So this would be ideal for a bolognese. Rigatoni, because of the ridges, okay, it's been dried through bronze dyes, which makes it more ideal. And you can even see the color. Do you see how the difference of this color? So check out this brand, not just for pasta, for olives, for olive oil. I don't get paid from them, but I do get their products a lot complimentary because I pitch them so much. They've gifted me a lot of them. So I'm blessed, but this is really, really good stuff. I've been using them forever. And then finally, no, two more. I actually have a basket. If you ever go on this site, it's one of the best. It's called Sogno Toscano. That means Dream of Tuscany. They have everything, everything. They even have a basket on there called the Chef of Greenwich Village. It's something I designed with some of my favorite products to use for our cookbook. But they have pastas, olive oils, not just from Tuscany, all over Italy. I can't speak enough about this company. If you want good Italian products, go on their website, Sogno Toscano. Check out the Chef of Greenwich Village basket. It's a great gift. But if not, there's so many other baskets. And yeah, this is a different kind of pasta. I really like it for tomato sauces, heavy ones. Again, a heavy sauce because look at the shape. It can really, really get it. Again, organic durum wheat semolina pasta. That's what we're looking for. Slowly dried. If it doesn't say slowly dried, you don't want to eat it. Okay. And then finally, I have this one. This is an organic Italian pasta. It's a Sicilian one. It's called Paolo's Gourmet. It's 100%, they didn't put Italian, 100% Sicilian. We love that. And yes, again, a really great pasta choice. So I hope this helps. Let's check out on our eggplant in just a bit. Heather is saying something. I want to make sure I read it. Next time I'm in Rochester, I'll have to go to Rubino's. I don't know what that is. Love all the gourmet pastas. Okay, good. Good thing you set the timer. Yeah, I know I talk too much. Let's check this out. Let's check it out. It's bubbling. It's beautiful. I'm going to give it 30 more seconds. This is so exciting. We could do 30 more seconds of jumps. Any other questions? You know what we're making next week? We're going to be using Brooke Burke's longevity powder. You guys have asked me what I put in my smoothie. I'm going to show it to you, and it's going to be right after GeoLux. So I want you guys to all join me to take class, and then we're going to make a protein shake at 10:15. And then maybe we could even go on a walk and talk on Instagram with our shake and do a double, a workout, a shake, and a walk, because then I'm having surgery. And I won't be doing Nutrition Kitchen and GeoLux that week, and we'll see how it goes. So I want to give you something that I have every day, a protein shake. I think we're ready. Let's see it, my friends. Let's see it. Oh, yes, we're ready. This is the magic. Wow. Do you guys see that difference? Look at that. Bubbling. I don't want to drop this. It's heavy with the water. I love this pan. It's copper. Let me pick it up out of here. And then I could turn off the sauce. It doesn't need any more sauce. Let me pick up one of these. It's so hot, but I like the cast iron for many reasons. I'm coming straight to this screen. Check it out. As I almost drop it. You guys see how it's bubbling after I broil it? I'm so happy you love this. Colleen requested it, and I did it for you, Colleen. I did it for everybody, but because you requested it, Colleen, I made it happen. I'm always ready to take requests. If I was serving this, I would put this because it's pretty. It doesn't do anything for the taste, but look at how pretty. A pretty basil leaf. We'll pick that up again. Makes it look, and I'm going to try it on camera and try not to burn myself. But right, don't you hate when people make food? You see that? It looks like a lasagna. And this would be an appropriate thing to go to Italy and order this. And they would bring it out just like this. Thank you, Jill. All right, so I'm going to take a bite. And then I'm sure you guys have better things to do than watch me today. Do you have better things to do than hang out with me in my kitchen? Come on, we have fun. Admit it. Let me turn this around a little bit so I don't have to burn myself. Okay. Now we're gonna take a fork. And what I like about this is, like, because we layered it with the Brie on top of each other, it feels very, like, hearty. It's so hot, so I have to be careful. This is always, I told Faye, this is always the challenge for me, is tasting on camera. like with any kind of elegance. So give me a second. It's so hot. Heather Kelly, I could just picture you right now laughing. She's laughing on the other end. It's hot. It's hot as hell, but hang on. Wow. This is the real deal, my friends. Melanzane alle Parmigiana. You've got the lycopene. Don't forget that word. That's good for your heart and your skin. The eggplant, fiber, antioxidant, low calorie. The cheese, protein plus calcium. We're not removing pleasure. We removed heaviness, and that is it. Buon appetito. Mangia bene. Any final questions? Don't move your mouth. Don't burn your mouth. Thank you, Jill. Jill, you love the garnish. You appreciated that little garnish. Just a little garnish. Look at that. It adds so much. So don't be afraid to garnish your food. And if you're holding something hot like this, remember to wear mitts, because I almost just grabbed it with my bare hand. I'll tell you one quick story. One of my friends at culinary school, because we had those flat stoves, the professor was talking. I still remember this. You know, when you lean behind you, he didn't know it was on, and he put his hand on the hot stove and seared his hand. It was horrible. So when you're in the kitchen, especially when you're distracted and talking, be careful, okay? Please. We talk about that with form during workouts. Lots of accidents can happen with hot plates. So get yourself a pair of mitts. Try this Italian classic. Do a tree pose while you take your next bite. And don't forget, guys, food is meant to be fun and meant to be enjoyed. Till we meet again. Mwah. Ciao. Thank you, Jill.